Welcome to the Scrapyard. I'm your host, BC.
I'm Alidar.
I'm the Savage.
Flaming Bees.
And today we are going to be talking about the journey of collecting, specifically our journey. And before we begin, obviously, as we all know, figure appreciation. So, Dino went first last week. So
Yeah.
this week, we're going to have Alidar go first.
Mine is the original ROTF Deluxe Soundwave. Why? Because quite simply, he does something that I haven't seen another Soundwave do since, and that is he triple changes. Granted, not all three of his modes look the best, but he wins with me because he looks like Vector Prime in one of his modes.
Titans Return Leader Class Soundwave. Enough said.
I never got to get a hold of him, so...
Anyways, eeny, meeny, miny, Savage.
But I'm not Mo. My figure appreciation this time is... I'm going to need a reminder of the thing, but I'm going to say it's universe, because...
Reveal the shield.
Reveal the shield, because I always get that confused. Reveal the shield, grapple. Because this mold does not get enough love, despite it being shared with another.
Good bot.
Bees, you're up.
Phase reveal. Psych. Just so I can be able to see better.
I see legs.
There you go.
Actually, I just realized I can do something.
It's the Takara Tomy Transformers movie, The Best, Nemesis Prime. Okay, this is good. This is way better. Thank you. I chose this because I also have the Caliber Optimus Prime, which this is a repaint of. But just for simplicity's sake, this mold in general is freaking amazing. They did away. Okay. The backpack that was over here, it converts into a shield. That's a nice touch. I love it. I love the removal of... I just love the ingenuity and what Takara did with this, basically. The paint is nice, and I feel like... I don't know, like, this is a really good mold. The way it is, the way it's tooled in its present state.
Okay.
Okay, so exit solo layout. And now, for me, mine kind of has a bit of a special place in my heart entirely because it's a childhood reminder. But in a sense, updated. That being Kingdom T-Rex. Supplied to me by Bees. I was having a really rough week at work, and I had finally reached that point where I was just done. Just flat out done. And he hooked your boy up. So thank you very, very much for that. At some point, I do plan to review this toy, but the rating for this one might surprise people.
It's not getting BC seal, is it?
No.
Okay.
Now, exit solo layout. Back area. with that said, where do we wish to start with this topic?
The beginning, I guess. Like, who should start it off?
We had Alidar start out with the figure appreciation. So it only makes sense to have bees go first with the journey.
Okay. My journey started when I was, I guess arguably you could say when I was still in high school, when I was a senior in high school, 2008-2009 school year. I Yeah, like I that's when I started getting into collecting Transformers figures. I did not have any place to actually display the figures at the time due to living in a camper with my family at the time. But I managed to get a couple of movie figures. I guess towards the very end of the toy line, got Voyager class Optimus Prime and the premium series Ironhide. And yeah, those were the only figures I was able to obtain at the time, so I didn't have very much money to get very many other figures. But after having graduated from high school with the gift money I'd gotten, I managed to get a few more Transformers figures from the Revenge of the Fallen toy line. Soundwave, which, as Alidar had stated, yeah, like he had mentioned with his figure appreciation, that was my first Revenge of the Fallen figure. So yeah, so slowly but surely, that's when my collection started growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And when I was in college, like the money that I'd make, it would go towards all the stuff you see back there. Of course, not all of it. I'm still setting everything back up because I moved last month. But you get the idea. And yeah, my collection just reminds me of they just bring back so many memories from the different points in my life. And the different jobs I've taken on, like how much income I've had, or just the increasing pay rates for my different jobs. Gosh, I don't know if I'm making any sense at all, but yeah, I was able to afford more expensive figures, like the Titan class figures, like up there. It's just very pleasing and satisfying to see all that I've obtained over the years, how far I've come.
Is that it, bees?
For now, yeah.
Okay, then the next one up will be Alidar.
Oh, slag. Okay.
On the spot.
To put it simple, my journey's been kind of a fossil hunt, really. Like that's partially a pun and partially quite serious because I don't call myself Alidar the Outmode for no reason. But I started off collecting dinosaurs because being on the autism spectrum, my first spin was dinosaurs. Thanks to The Land Before Time. And then that turned into Hot Wheels cars, Game Boy games, Transformers, Lego sets, Star Wars figures. It's just all over the place, really. But collecting has definitely been something that's kind of helped keep me grounded, if that's the right way to word that, because it helps keep me sane. I don't know where else to go with that. I was put on the spot.
I bet you expected me to go first.
Yeah, I was expecting you to go next so I could have some time to plan things out. I'm sorry.
Then in that case,
Ah! My journey. How did I start? Well, just like every other person that was not a collector, I got toys and destroyed toys because, children. No such thing as a kid collector because why? I had no thought of value in toys. I had no thought of care. They're just toys. Break. Oh, look, one. But as time went on, eventually I had a bit of a time skip, I guess, because there was a point in time where I was just like, who cares? And just, stop playing with toys. I started getting into gaming more. But eventually, when I got more back into Transformers, because TV was not a thing for me for a while. That's when it started, coming back to me like, ooh, Transformers. Okay, those were kind of cool things. And I saw the first movie, and I was like, I want certain things from the movie because that movie looks cool. And when I learned about the toy line, I started getting crazy for them. And it's being their first movie, Bone Crusher Studio Series. From there, it took off into crazy collecting stuff, and eventually, I ended up meeting these bundle of crazies here, and they're showing me the way to collecting every step by step, even though I'm still holding some
He is
grails
still
myself.
very
I think.
in comparison to us, he is still very much a novice, is basically what he is saying.
I am very much so a novice, but I also have, like everyone else does, have picky tastes.
You also touched on something I forgot to mention, which is friendships.
Well, let us turn this into every current anime. I've made friends along the way, and because of them, I am here. No. Power of friend? No. But yeah, no. One thing led to another, and if it weren't for me getting my nerdy back on, I probably actually would not be here. I would probably be just doing something else all entirely.
But would you still be the savage?
Yeah, it would be.
You can never. I will always be the savage, but I'll always be a different kind of savage.
Okay.
One that's less funny and more just aggravating.
Oh, I love you too.
That's actually kind of a scary thought. I don't like it.
Let's keep our funny savage, okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to collect anymore.
Okay, Andy.
Why would it?
Okay, you can take off the zoom out already. Away with you! Go, I say! Would you like a can of soda?
We already know what it is.
Oh, I'm back. Okay.
I did that mostly just to prove a point.
Which is?
That funny savage is the best savage.
Yeah. So, Master BC, what's your collector's journey?
My collector's journey, Again, if we're sticking with the beginning for the most part, mine started off in a way that not many people would expect, so to speak.
He collected Barbie dolls.
No, it didn't.
My Little Pony.
Mine actually started off realistically with just about anything. I was a kid that had a lot of toys. That it didn't matter where they came from. If I liked them, if I liked playing with them, so on and so forth. I just kind of rolled with it. The only like major franchise that first truly clicked with me, Shock is not Transformers. It was Power Rangers.
Called it.
Shut up, Savage. When Power Rangers was around, it tackled, well, not so much tackled, but it had something in it that definitely appealed to little kid me.
Something clicked.
And something clicked. And it was the fact that it was giant robots that came together from 5 dinosaurs. Yes, I realized a few of them are not actually dinosaurs. Shut up. Let me live my fantasy.
Not all of them are dinosaurs, but let me get my point. Shut up.
But at the same time,
the Power Rangers franchise ultimately is what truly kind of started my collecting phase, because I would, even though my mom would never buy me the DX Zords, look at the aftermarket pricing now. Yeah, pipe dream now.
Mm-hmm.
She never bought me the Zords, but she always, in a sense, bought me the Rangers themselves. And how do I put this? It always, in a way, filled the void, because I at least had the Power Rangers themselves as toys. And that alone made me happy. In fact, as a kid, generally, I was pretty easy to please. Obviously, I'm not nearly as easy to please now, but but yeah, just it all started with Power Rangers, and it evolved into Transformers over time. But before I move on with my story, let's go ahead and zoom back out as kind of a transition from the main topic to a bit of a subtopic, and that being the things you noticed that you appreciate more now than you did back when you were like a kid.
What we appreciate now?
Yes, the things we appreciate more now that we just couldn't before. And this time, we are actually going to start with Alidar.
My name's not Alidar, though, but okay. Yeah, I totally look like I have a dinosaur for a face, right? But yeah, no.
Could have fooled me.
Rar. But yeah, no.
Merry Christmas.
I heard that. But you know what I appreciate more now as a semi-collector? First of all, the fact that I can actually manage to keep them all in one piece. Instead of, what if I I bought it like that. It's not my fault. No.
Stupid motherfucker.
But I've learned to be a little bit more gentler, kinda. Learn to be more. How the fuck do I? Oh, okay. Be more focused to detail, like if certain things are supposed to move in certain ways or not. Granted, I'm not perfect at it, obviously, because yeah, I'm totally good at focusing. Yeah. But I appreciate that. I get to appreciate all the pretty things I get to collect, like from figures to those guys, and just I get to enjoy a culture a lot more than I would have thought of just laying down. Plus, it'll definitely help eventually become more real life esque, like in terms of, oh, if I want to become a cosplayer, I have examples. Because you'll have a model in front of you, like, okay, those are the colors I need. That's the portion. Somewhat, I'll need to get right proportions and whatnot. But it'll give me more creative imagination on what to do with them. It gives me creative imagination on how to pose them and turn it into a story like we are trying to do. Wahaha. And yeah. This is the point where we guys, please.
The wife just got home. You got to give me a second.
Oh.
Quit rushing me.
Well, I didn't know you didn't.
All right, let's go with B.
You son of a bitch. Do I really look like I could buzz around?
I mean, given your vote.
I mean, sure, my species ended in flames, but come on. Anyway, being serious, a few things I've learned to appreciate over the years is quality, both in build quality and just overall quality of what it is, like with video games and entertainment. And friendships, because quite honestly, I was never built for anything else other than this. So the fact that I fit in anywhere is magnificent to me. So that's just kind of where that's at. Plus, you can find crown jewels like Machine Wars Starscream or Megamorphers Buzz Lightyear.
All right, well, here's what I find to be more, I find myself appreciating more.
The fact that it's bees.
Okay, what I've come to appreciate now that I didn't then, articulation. Articulated figures. I mean, yeah, typically that doesn't bother many kids, if at all. But it's like after getting like a Marvel Legends figure, where like, okay, I had a Batman Forever figure about this big, and I can't remember if his head could rotate, but his arms and his shoulders rotate back and forth, legs kick back and forth. That was it. That was all it could do as far as articulation went. But as I got older, it started as toy engineering improved. We would get figures that could do more than just that. We got figures that could do the splits, that could just could pull off a lot of poses that they couldn't before. So like just going back to a figure with that basic amount of articulation, I'm just like, how did I even like this? What the heck? And like I mentioned, technology for toys and engineering has improved over the years to where yeah, just like we get like new versions of like say okay, they get like the original G1 Optimus Prime toy, and then you get a more modern Optimus Prime toy. Yeah, and like the G1 toy will always be iconic because it's Optimus Prime. It's the original, the one that started it all. But then you get a modernized one, which looks a lot more like the show model, and it can pull. It's a lot more posable and articulated, whatever you want to call it, and than its predecessor. That is impressive. That like it just never ceases to amaze me. And also one thing that like just up until like within my first couple of years or so of college, I honestly thought I thought I was alone. I thought I was the only person on the planet who collected action figures, took them out of the boxes, which my family would criticize me for. But then I learned that there are plenty of other people out there who collect action figures, mint, sealed in box, or out of the box. And I met these guys.
And he regrets it ever since, Numpkin.
I agree, I have. I don't even know why I'm here. See ya.
We never let you anyway.
And from that, ejection from the
The things within my journey that I've grown to appreciate far more now than I ever did before. These.
Gundam anime.
The overall therapeutic nature of building a model, provided I'm not losing my mind throughout the process. I never realized how fun these can actually be up until I finally decided to give this more of a fair chance. And I'm going to be real, I have yet to truly regret this side hustle, so to speak, of my own collecting journey. Because, I mean, clearly enough, I specialize in Transformers now, Masterpiece specifically. But these are still pretty good too, and they're fun. And, like I said, therapeutic. So, with that being said, for the rest of our collecting journey, what were the major hardships that we had to endure? And this time, you know what? Which one of you guys want to go first?
All right, when I finished college, yeah, the entire time I was in college, I received VA checks.
I'm joining in on the fun.
I received VA checks every month when I was in college because my dad was a disabled vet, so I was able to get money, and like every month, in addition to Pell Grant and my scholarship and all that. So yeah, the money I got went to buying Transformers figures, and when I finished college, yeah, I didn't get the VA money anymore, so then I struggled for over a year to find a new job. So hardest thing was if I wanted a new figure, I had to sell off some of my own Nintendo DS games or some of my other figures, and it's just hard to do that. In fact, I used to have some Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Ice Age Figure Arts figures. I had to part with those because I needed the money. I still miss those figures. One of the other figures I had to part with was the Transformers Hunt for the Decepticons Battle Ops Bumblebee. Amazing figure, but I had to part with it because I needed the money. Fortunately, sometime last year, I managed to get a new one off of eBay, and I was so happy. So, yeah, it's just like struggling to find, you're struggling to get income. That, you end up having to resort to selling off your collection. Whether it just be ones you could simply feel like you could part with, you won't miss, or ones you think you won't miss, but end up missing later. Yeah, it was difficult. Well, emotionally speaking. That's my story.
It's definitely rough.
Yeah. And that's my story.
Look deep into his eyes. His deep, dark, electronically menacing eyes. Of course you had. Of course you had to.
Okay, so since Savage was asking about it in the private chat, I'm gonna let him go next.
I mean, it was just a question. I didn't know what you meant by hardships. But yeah, no. One of the main hardships I've had was mostly this thing kept screaming. I was telling it to shut up. But no, jokes aside, mostly, yeah. For me, definitely hardship would have been, acquiring the funds to go get it. But for me, my town, we don't exactly have a place where I can just dump a bunch of toys, be like, give me money. I don't have that luxury like the rest of y'all do. Where I live, toys die. So yeah, no. Let's just say if I don't send these somewhere, if I move anywhere, they're not gonna go anywhere else. But that's one of the hardships. Second, mainly is, which I'm pretty sure is mostly the same for everyone else, personal interest. Whether or not I'm interested in that thing. Like, for a good example, I'm not personally a big fan of Digimon. While, yes, I know I have a Digivice in here somewhere.
Shun the unbeliever!
Shun!
Shun!
Do you not see the spotlight on me? It's on me right now. Shut up, Peanut. Okay.
Shun the non-believer! Shun the non-believer!
So the moment I don't want the light, I get it. But the moment I do want the... Anyway.
Oh, God.
Oh my... Wow, you are salty.
I think BC is challenging the Savage tonight, people.
No, I don't want to talk.
Okay, all jokes aside.
But for a good example, I'm not a big fan of Digimon. I don't hate the franchise.
It doesn't click with you.
No, it doesn't click. It's like the debate of which side would you choose, Digimon or Pokemon? For me, I grew up more around Pokemon, so I'm going to be more lenient towards Pokemon. So, and plus, I don't think there was a lot of Digimon things I saw around here. Not that I was paying attention. Anyway. But yeah, personal interest, money, and probably focus. Focusing on trying to get what you want instead of just going, maybe I'll get that someday, and just see it on your eBay listings saying that's already gone. Like, well, time to flip this disc.
Like,
DFCA strike! But, yeah.
So, anyways, in case it wasn't already obvious, Alidar,
The only
you have
two
more time
hard.
this time. You better actually have a response.
The only two hardships I really feel like are good to go into are aftermarket prices, because fuck all of you, and having younger siblings that don't know how to take care of your shit.
Oh boy, yeah.
It's not that they don't know how; it's that they don't want to.
They just don't
They
give a shit.
damn well better learn.
They just don't
But-
take the coffee mushroom.
But seriously, those are really the only things that have been truly difficult that I can actually go into on here, because right now I'm trying to find the GameCube game that actually made me want the GameCube in the first place, Super Mario Sunshine. I've reserved myself to have to go after a disc-only copy because that's the cheapest I can go for. And even then, screw all of you. I don't know why GameCube games are so expensive. But there's also the fact that I've had some really nice stuff. Like I had a G1 Grimlock. He wasn't complete, but he was at least the bot himself. And I've got a trio of step siblings that, because he has his wings in his bot mode, thought he could fly and threw him off a second-story apartment floor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you say what a dumb fucking kid?
I damn near broke those kids' fingers with a hammer that night. I'm not even going to try and hide it.
Clearly, they never watched Toy Story. Did they not see the part where Buzz tried to fly?
Years of academy wasted.
I tied them to the couch and I made them watch that.
Window.
Seriously, I tied them up. I made them watch that on the couch in the living room. And after that, I told them, you guys had damn well better be able to replace this. Otherwise, I'm going to really make your life hell. But those are really the only struggles I can really go into. Aftermarket prices and siblings that don't know how to take care of your shit.
Where hardships that I had to deal with was mostly my acceptance of it. I felt left out because of bees, so yeah. For those who were wondering, anyways, one of the major hardships I dealt with was the acceptance that I was this way. There was a time where I thought maybe that there was something psychologically wrong with me because of this, and I had to learn over time that that wasn't the case. And going throughout my high school years, it was really difficult to have that conversation with people. And the reason why it was so difficult was because bearing in mind, I graduated back in 2012. That was during the years where it still was very much not a cultural norm to toy hunt and toy collect. It was still very much frowned upon. Obviously, it's a lot better now because, internet, it's a thing. And now all those same people who used to be able to just make fun of us and just walk away scot-free, they now literally feel the wrath of entire fandoms coming after them, which is a terrifying thought.
Yeah, it really is.
And because of this fact, it allowed me to accept myself more. And yeah. So with that said,
Want to talk about the bad side of it?
of the journey? Well, here, see, what would you count as the bad side of it?
What I would count as the bad side of it is sometimes forgetting you gotta pay the bills, and just like I just said, money being the issue, you sometimes forget that you forget to pay certain things like the power.
What did you just do?
He took the opportunity to make it funny.
I did. Yeah, that was great. Because the look of confusion on BC's face.
No, it was the look of this. Son of a bitch.
Jokes aside, it's still a true fact. Sometimes people, I'm not one of them, but I do know that there are some people who take collecting and bills and they sometimes don't like to go hand in hand and just get a little crazy with one side of the story.
Even I have to admit, despite being crew leader, even I am guilty of that.
Yeah.
I've had plenty of moments where I completely forgot that a specific amount of money was supposed to come out for a specific bill, and I had already spent my money on so many different toys.
Hence why Alidar, I believe, came up with the name of this a long while ago, or maybe a year ago, I don't remember. I believe the name he came up with was, this is technically, it's not simple as toy collecting. What we secretly call it is plastic crack addiction.
See, I got that from someone else, and it just works really well, especially considering people do get legitimately addicted to this.
I mean, while the name sounds a little offensive, it's like, to make a meme, he's out of line, but he's not wrong.
Even you guys have to admit, the feeling of taking that toy out of the box for the first time, it's so good.
Yes. Yes.
Or even then, just like,
Don't.
or even with your mind, you have that mindset of, oh look, I have the one of a kind thing. I'm going to keep it in package. Oh look, there's another and another and another, and it just piles up, and you got all these unopened things you're just hoarding.
Yeah.
And it's just, where is it going? It's not helping you pay the bills. It's helping you get your own ass kicked. We gotta find our yin and yang, our balance in this plastic rack and die hard cast metal.
Find your current in the river.
Huh. You speak like that one dead turtle from a certain animated movie. I think his name was Michelangelo. I don't know.
Excuse me?
Or was it Donatello?
It was Leonardo, motherfucker. Anyways.
Anyways, seriously, Savage has a point there. You got to find the balance between financials and being able to still fund the hobby.
Exactly. And it some of us figure it out very early on, and some take a while. So I'd be willing to argue that some of us don't ever learn.
Yeah. I saw that, Savage, you snide bastard.
See, funny enough, but hi, Marvelous. The funny thing about that is I wasn't referring to Alidar when I said that.
Oh.
I'm not
He was
going
looking up
to
at you. Sorry. Sound delay.
to ensure you don't cut me off again.
Oh.
I wasn't throwing shade at Alidar, even though I literally just did now. There is one specific person. I will not out them, but I have had plenty of experiences with them where they put the toy first. And let me tell you, that is something that would infuriate me to my core. And the reason why it would infuriate me to my absolute core is because you know what you got to do, and you're not willing to do it. You're complaining that you got a problem, but you're ignoring the solutions. So that is another bad side to this, is the acceptance of the reality. And like I'm pointing at my camera, just kind of out of a force of habit, but in my own head, I literally feel like I'm talking to that person. And before you say anything, Marvelous, no, it's not you. Say that. What do you mean by that exactly? There are some people that solely focus on their collection. And like I said, there is one specific person that, hell, we all know him. We all know who he is. But we're not going to publicly out him because that's not how we roll. But he has definitely shown multiple times in his own lifetime that if it really came down to the wire where he had to save you or he had to save his new precious plastic crack, he'd let you fall off that cliff and fucking obliterate on the ground.
Whoa.
And that is something that I'm not okay with. Nor anybody should be okay with. And part of the journey, like the Savage mentioned, is striking a balance. And that is something that we as collectors, and I literally mean all of us, I'm grouping all of us in this. We all need to figure out balance. We all need to know when to say enough is enough and to take a break every so often. Once again, I'm not throwing some serious shade. That I'm going to go ahead and answer this real quick. As far as joining the Scrapyard, here's the thing. The Scrapyard isn't just me. It's these guys. These guys all are the Scrapyard. The only reason why TFA joined in last session, it was entirely because he and I worked that out previously. So therefore, we were able to work him into the schedule. This is a weekly planned series that we as a crew constructed. Henceforth the name the Scrapyard. So therefore, it's not just a case of, it's nothing against you, so to speak, but if I'm letting guests show up in the Scrapyard constantly, it's going to start making people think that I'm just letting anybody in this bitch. And I can't have that.
bear in mind, he's not exactly saying no. I'm sure we can find a way to talk about it, but for right now, as of this current moment, not yet.
Not yet, exactly. Now, as far as speaking with me in PMs, DMs, emails, smoke signals,
Carrier pigeons.
Morse code.
I am going to say maybe, because I'm not privy to just drop everything I'm doing to talk to one person. Like, I hate to say it, but I'm married, I've got a puppy, I've got shit to do. Like, this is a fun little hobby thing. So therefore, it doesn't get nearly as much priority as, since she's sitting right there, my wife. So you're gonna have to catch me on a day where I have a little bit of time, because my life is fucking nuts. So now that that's been answered, whether it's a question or two or not, you are literally, like, even these guys are a slave to my time.
Oh yeah.
If I am at work, these guys know better than to be trying to get a hold of me. The only time that you be trying to get a hold of me when I am at work is when it's a dire fucking emergency. Which thankfully hasn't happened yet. And I'm very grateful for that.
Yep.
However, sorry.
Just in general, I have reached that point, which this also kind of leads into the dark/bad sides to being a collector. And that is commitment to, like, your level of commitment to it. There are some people that will literally only buy one thing from one era and then be done. So the people who can do that, you have my eternal fucking respect. But then there's also the people who really don't know when to stop.
Not naming names.
Again, not naming names. But if you do happen to know who you are, and you decide to come at me in the DMs, the PMs, the emails, hopefully be able to rewatch the stream fully once it's over. So all our young fellow collectors, ta-ta, Marvelous. Everybody wave.
TTFN.
Ta-ta for now.
Hasta la bye-bye.
And for when you watch the stream, while he may be busy, I'm sure if it's an easy question for the rest of us to answer, if you want, you could like ask any of us.
No, he's more directly meaning me.
Okay. Well, either way.
Leave it in the
Now,
comments section.
that being said, let's move away from the bad and start getting more into the good sides of things, which is where our current journey is at this current moment in time. And this time, I'll go first. One of the best things about the collecting journey as a whole is it allowed me brand new opportunities. It allowed me to see things from different perspectives. It allowed me to see multiple ways on how people handle a collection. It ultimately allowed me to meet incredible people like these guys here. But at the same time, the best thing about collecting It's the kind of displays you can make just with a couple of figures. When I truly started to display my toys, I was a sophomore in high school, where my collection was mostly built on the movie line. In the movie line, let me tell you, oh boy, I'll tell you something right now. Those toys did not hold up over time. Not a lot of them, at least. There are still some that I would definitely say are absolutely fantastic. Revenge of the Fallen, Leader Prime, for one, but that's a story for another day. As far as where was I going with that?
I don't know
Where your collecting journey is now.
Where my collecting journey is now. I was still like, I went from believing that the clusterfuck packed in shelves, where I thought that was the best way. I learned over time less is more. But these guys know that I am the king, the master, so to speak, of economy of space.
The Grand Poobah. Eliminate even the toughest stains.
So
I good on myself.
these guys now know I moved into the Masterpiece game, and my collection has never looked better because of it. So yeah, now what are you doing, Bees?
I needed this off because it's starting to hurt my eyes. So in case, yeah, I was about to slap this back on in case I were to start talking.
You remind me of the scene from The Mask where the guy just took off the mask because the woman was like, "Can I at least have one last kiss?"
There's also a moment in the first Iron Man movie where Tony's just holding the faceplate over his face.
But anyway, who's next?
This time, the person who's gonna go next. Look, I'm just gonna flat out say it's the Savage.
You look like you got caught with your hands in the cookie jar.
But I see no cookie jar, so how can I be caught in a cookie jar? I have a McDonald's bag though now. The good side of me at the current moment. Well, I can say at the very moment I have a good select moment kinds of tastes. Kinda. Man, I wish I had shelves. But yeah, collecting, you eventually start branching out on like certain things, like cool Transformers. But then, but Transformers was more of a starting point. From there on, it kind of branched out. Like Josh, I did also grow up on Power Rangers more. Every day, I would always watch a rerun of a Lightspeed episode on VHS. Collection, by the way. What?
The term you're actually looking for here is evolve.
Evolved. Evolution, if you will.
You bastard!
Anyway, yeah, it evolved into something kind of more. Am I grateful for right now? I mean, I get something to fumble with, but is it great with my wallet? Right now, he's telling me very offensive words I can't say on YouTube, so.
I do want to say right quick, that is a cool looking wallet, dude.
PlayStation. Woo! Anyway. But yeah, it evolved from Transformers. But again, like I started off with Power Rangers, and I also kind of dilly dally with Transformers, Armada. Woo! And from there, it evolved into like
Yes.
I started to watch more things just out of curiosity, and it evolved into Kamen Rider, Star Wars, Deadpool. Just things I would seem more interested in collecting. And so I'm like, okay, is there something like that out there? Aha, mine. And just end up being in my collection. Did I get help along the way? Josh, or BC being the more main example of that. BC definitely helped me out with a little bit of my collection, and certainly the rest of the little Scrapyard crew here give me signals and recommendations on what to like. Should I get this? Should I not get this? Is this good quality? Is this bad?
He's very stubborn about a few things, but he's still learning. So
I'm stubborn in my own right. Yeah. I don't even know which way you're hitting, so this is bullshit. But yeah. And have I helped back in that way?
Most definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I think I partook a couple of those videos, and I definitely had a shout out in one of said videos. Link, comment if you know which one I'm talking about.
The Kabuto belt.
Shut up! God, talk about spoiling the movie at the end of the line. Holy shit. BC's canceled. Anyway.
Real quick.
Yeah, I see that.
I feel like we need to
address the elephant in the room.
Yeah, we're gonna have to address this again. JJ asks if he can join the show. Are you talking now? Or are you talking like in the future? Because in the future we can work something out. But if you're
right now,
buddy, I'm sorry, but no, we're currently on a roll here.
As you can see from either the counter there or there. Yeah, there.
You said in the future.
In the future, okay, that's fine.
Okay, then yeah. In the future, yeah, we can definitely work something out. You just got to get with me on Instagram or Facebook, or hell, you can even try and get a hold of me here on YouTube at some point, and we'll figure it out. But like, here's the thing, like, from what I understand, you're in a completely separate country where the time frame is completely different. It's going to be a while before we can get you in, but
we still gotta talk.
Yeah, we gotta talk. Like, and by we, I mean like the guys here.
We'll figure it all out.
Because like I previously stated with another commenter, it's not just me, it's everybody here. So yes, thank you very much for being kind, considerate, and understanding. So yeah, just we'll figure it all out with you guys at some point. Just it's not no, it's just currently we're not sure.
Also, to play figures right now. I thought you said you had to head out. What are you doing back here? Get.
What the fuck are you here? What the fuck are you doing? Get out of here! You said you need to go. Get.
Get out of here.
To be relatively serious for a moment, we'd love to have you guys on. It's just a matter of working it out.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see that pop up on YouTube News. This just in: a bunch of streamers just kicked out their audience. More news at 12.
Right.
So, anyways, the bright sides to collecting. Let's go back to the oh darn flaming bees! I have subbed to both your channels. Hey!
Thank you. Seriously. I have a gaming channel as well, although I just realized we're not supposed to plug here, but thank you. Check that out when you get a minute.
Yeah, I don't have as many videos on there as I would have, as many videos as I had originally planned. But I'm hoping that once I'm unpacked, I can set up like a little recording booth so I can do voiceover stuff, maybe even some reviews. I'm hoping that I can do that and find at least a fairly decent camera to actually do reviews with.
I have a YouTube channel too. Hi guys. Hey. I know there's nothing. I know there's nothing on there, but like, hey, I have one.
Be quiet, you're chopped liver. Go away.
But seriously, from the bottom of my spark, thank you.
Yeah, same here. I really appreciate it, man.
So if you want to spread the word about these two knuckleheads, I'm pretty sure they would appreciate it. Now, as far as this one down here goes, no, fuck him.
In fact, why is he even on the stream? Let's get him out of here.
Excuse you, fucker.
Listen to me. Listen to me, you son of a bitch. All right? I had enough of your bullshit for one fucking night. Get the fuck out of here. No.
No, you get out of here.
Funk.
Don't ever come there.
Yeah. You can't hurt me. I'm Iron Bees.
Do you see the shit I have to deal with on a regular basis?
Shut up.
Fatality.
Sorry about that.
This is what we're here for, folks.
Glad we can entertain you, JJ.
So, anyways, now I realize this is going to be very on the spot, but I am now opening up the chat to questions directed at any of us. So, for anybody who's actually watching, here is your chance to ask us a question. Take it for what you will. I'm fully expecting at least one.
Wait, we didn't even let those two talk about their appreciation at the end there.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
You completely skipped those two.
Yeah.
Think about your questions, but hold on to them.
I know what I'm not wanted.
Oh, shit. Okay. Where my collecting journey is going is basically I'm just sticking with what feels like home to me. I'm focusing on exclusively Unicron Trilogy and 07 movie stuff right now for my Transformers collection. And then for my video game collection, I'm focusing on anything from the original Game Boy to the end of the PS2, GameCube, original Xbox life cycle, except for sports games. So those can piss off. Fuck sports games.
Agreed.
That's not to say I don't like some level of them, though, because I love Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
So with that said, we're going to move on to bees, and because the Savage actually got a question.
Oh!
Yeah.
So we will get to that. We will get to your question in just a moment, JJ. Also, Rexia
What about me? Oh, come. Excuse me, what about your puppy?
Hey! What did I tell you about that?
Get out of here.
Anyways, bees, you're up.
Okay. So, ever since I started my journey, I have started collecting little more like things like it used to strictly be Transformers. Then it branched off to Power Rangers slash Super Sentai, but Transformers still takes up the majority of my collection. Power Rangers, Marvel Legends. That's like my second biggest display or a chunk of my collection. I'll turn the lights off so I can see better. A little bit of Star Wars, Black Series figures, as well as lightsabers. Just a little bit of everything, really. And one thing that I've learned over time is how to be good with my money. Very smart. Take full advantage of like sales, discounts, promotions. If you find something like cheaper, like at one website where it's expensive on another one, and that same website has free shipping or whatever, take full advantage of it. There's so many figures I've saved a lot of money on because I took advantage of sales. And there's also, this is not a sponsored promotion in any way, but there's also things like My Points. You can, like, among other things, earn points for purchases that can go towards gift cards or, like Amazon gift cards, Walmart, whatever. So those have helped me be able to afford and knock a few dollars off of purchases. And one other thing I've learned is that never, ever, ever, ever impulse buy a figure. So many figures I bought on impulse and regretted it. Dark of the Moon Voyager, Sentinel Prime. Yeah, that figure I bought on an impulse, and when I opened it, I'm just like, why did I buy this? So, if you're on the fence about a figure, watch a lot of YouTube reviews of the figure. That will definitely get you an idea of what the figure's like, an idea if you will actually like it or love it. Otherwise, you'll be stuck with a figure that nobody else would want, that you won't want and no one else would want. I've had to learn that the hard way numerous times. It's definitely been a long journey, and I've learned a lot. And like we've mentioned before, got to prioritize, when it comes to bills. So there are a lot of things that I've pre-ordered in the last few months that I've had to cancel because, I switched jobs. My current job doesn't pay as much as, my previous one, and I was moving, so a lot of stuff I've had to cancel. So, priorities.
All right, so first things first. JJ's question for Savage. What is your preferred Transformers toy line to collect?
Preferred toy line for Transformers. I don't really have a specific one. Because I'm like all over the place, really. But so far, if I wanted to say on what I have in terms of majority from what I used to have, what I had before, and what I have current, I would say currently a good preference at the moment would be Transformers Prime figures. Because I used to have a Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Soundwave before I lost that. BC replaced it. And gave me also an Ultra Magnus and a Starscream. And I do like all those figures, even though my Starscream's not on display of that. He's still a good figure. I like his wibbly wobbly, even though he's not supposed to be as wibbly wobbly as he's supposed to be. But, I'll take it. Fuck it.
You can ask more than one question, JJ. Don't be shy.
Don't worry. We made sure to sharpen all those spears nice and well so you can get out the questions.
Yep.
I mean, the answers. Yeah. Including you, Marvelous. I know you're still here somewhere.
If only I could actually see who's actually watching.
Right.
That will be a nice feature for YouTube to implement.
Oh, wait. Oh, there is a section. It's called Participants.
Wait, there is?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it.
It's probably a PC thing because I can see it.
Well, then who's participating?
You and JJ.
But how come I'm seeing 3 people?
That's probably me as well because you have me blocked. Jackass.
Well, what are you talking about?
But seriously, any other questions you got for any of us? Let us have them.
All right. JJ also asked to Alidar, what do you think of the recent Studio Series Bumblebee movie reveals?
I'm of two minds with it currently on it, if I have to be brutally honest. On one hand, I think they look nice, but at the same time, Bumblebee is tied to Generation 1, and I'm just kind of sick of that.
Also, thank you, JJ.
It's really not, but okay.
Well, it's tied to it in that it's heavily referencing and revolving around the idea of it. At least based on what I've heard from Travis Knight. And while I'm not going to crap on the dude's creation, it's actually a really good movie. Like I said, just kind of tired of it. It's been around for 15 years. So I'm not personally going to get any of them, but I give more power to anyone that does. I just hope they last a while. Really all I can say on that.
He disagrees, but he can respect your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You got a sub, Alex.
I know. I said thank you.
I respect the fact that you disagree. You're entitled to your own opinion. As long as we can discuss it like this, we're good.
However, how we normally discuss it is, hey, Alidar.
Yeah?
Hey, wait, what? Where are you getting involved?
Can I kill him?
No, he's looking for something.
Oh. Any other questions?
Any at all.
Bees. Which is your favorite Titan class figure of all time?
I see someone's watching, staring right at your Titans.
Metroplex. That's the Takara Legends Metroplex.
I still feel like that deserves some level of explanation because, let me tell you, that figure did not hold up over time.
Well, I like it. I like it a lot because he's got lights, he's got electronics, lights and sound, and I think literally the last Titan class figure to have lights and sounds was Fort Max. And did he have lights? I can't remember. Yeah, okay, yeah, the eyes lit up, I believe, right? Yeah, Metroplex, lights and sounds, and has the voice, Metroplex's voice from the Fall of Cybertron video game, which I was under the impression they're supposed to be like a modernized G1 inspired Metroplex, but that voice works really dang well with it. And like just the gimmicks on top of the lights and sounds and the voice, it's just a fun figure in my opinion.
Fair.
I mean, all the other figures are fun and nice, but just that one just Metroplex just stands out just the most to me.
And now he asks for BC. He sees that you're messing around with T-Rex there. What are your thoughts on the figure?
Look forward to whenever I review it.
You bastard.
That's not the kind of question I thought I was going to get, but okay.
I mean, it's something.
Yeah,
And
you
there-
have to get the actual, like, truly discussion-based questions, and all I get is, what are your thoughts on this?
What are your thoughts on the thing that you're currently holding? Well, it's a nice shirt.
BC, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
Oh, that's easy. Box average on the head.
What? Okay, here's your Klondike.
Thank you.
Immediately, here's a Klondike. Mine now, fucker.
I'm sorry, what?
It's like, sorry, what? My glasses!
Just start yanking them up in here. Okay. BC, which third-party company is your favorite to collect from? God.
Oh, no.
Shut up. No, shut it. Shut it. All three of you, shut it. My question.
Help me.
Oh, no.
It's so easy, but at the same time, I don't think I want to answer.
Just
My
do it.
favorite third-party company to collect figures from, ultimately, I have to say it's Fans Toys. And the reason why I say it's Fans Toys is because even though they make masterpiece scale figures, they know how to make those toys feel like the original Generation 1 toys, like the old school toys. Like, just due to the way they're built, they feel like G1 toys, but built for the hands of an adult.
There's one thing I want to discuss real quick, actually, speaking of third-party figures, because I've noticed it ever since a certain YouTuber reviewed it. Mastermind's Creations Eris Kultor. I have noticed that ever since a certain YouTuber, don't ping him if you know who I'm referring to. Ever since that review of him that he made of that figure, it has vanished from the internet, essentially. And if you don't know who Eris Kultor is, Mastermind Creations was making a
Female Tarn.
well, it was a female Tarn, but the Eris part was supposed to be their own creation. Kultor was their make on Tarn, but what they were trying to do was they're going to try to make a female team of Eris, DJD, or more.
Actually, that's supposed to be like Eris is her own character, but she can take. She can basically alter her body to turn it into different forms. Where at one point she can look like Tarn, but another she can look like fucking Optimus Prime. I don't know.
Would she? Well, okay, in that case,
Okay, JJ explains it right here. Eris can scan other bots and imitate the designs.
Okay.
So then, not as a pun, because I know this will sound like a pun. But would that make her a pretender?
No.
Think more like Prime Makeshift.
Yeah, think more on the lines of Prime Makeshift. If Prime Makeshift could actually utilize a vehicle mode as well. Oh god, Iron Man has come.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's time to shoot to thrill.
Play to kill. DMCA strikes. Please don't kill me now. Oh god, no.
So, anyways, yeah. Once again, you know,
On a highway to hell, fellas.
if you guys also have any more questions, by all means.
Anyway, I was still trying to get to the point of what I was trying to say though. Think of questions, but I'll say this as in terms of filler. Yeah, ever since the figure was reviewed, I have noticed after being somewhat interested in looking at that figure, it has vanished from any form of site. You can find like maybe one eBay listing, but ever since this was like a very recent video too, so it's not like
that is entirely because of the fact that they did not make a lot of her because they weren't sure how well she was going to do, and clearly enough, they undersold their own figure.
Don't do that.
Don't ever do that. Third-party companies don't ever do that. Well, hey, even though you're the only one asking the questions, they're good questions. They're very good questions. It's getting us to interact with you guys more, and that's what we want.
That's why this segment was thought of on the spot. BC.
Yes.
Is that a problem?
I'm just throwing some shit. That's all.
So, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and just move on from here. Have ourselves a nice little conversation. And talk about the fact, like, how do you guys feel with extra parts that do not get acknowledged in the instructions? Anyways, how do I put this? If there is anything that we as collectors need to do, it's help each other more with actually teaching how collecting works. Because I've noticed that every single time somebody tries to get into this game, they get overwhelmed very quickly. And let me tell you, I've seen this happen multiple times. I've actually managed to take people who were literally ready to completely quit the collecting game and just not bat another eye at it. I've talked about it on multiple occasions, and the only reason why was because I actually told them straight up, the problem is no one taught you the proper way to collect. Now, with that said, I have a question for you guys. What is your standpoint on the thrill of the hunt?
Well, B's here. I don't know if he heard the question or not, because as you can see, he seems to vanish a little bit. We'll probably repeat the question to when and if he comes back.
Yeah.
But for me, the issue for me is that I don't think I really did a hunt. Because most of the stuff I have acquired is through here. So I'm not. I don't think I've exactly enjoyed the thrill of the hunt because I don't really got much places to go.
Well, one of these days we're gonna have to fix that now. Ah, wait.
Yeah.
Everybody glare at him.
Bees, did you happen to catch the question?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, the thrill of the hunt. Well, let's see. The closest thing to a hunt I've been on really is Skype calls with BC, and then also occasionally getting together with a friend from therapy to hunt down particular games at game stores that are near me. With that being said, the thrill of the hunt is definitely, at least for me, finding something you didn't expect to, while also finding what you're actually looking for. A hidden gem.
JK unfortunately does not really do the hunt anymore because of the pandemic. But for me, the thrill of the hunt isn't so much the finding things I wasn't expecting to find aspect. For me, it's literally a case of I have a set goal, and the hunt is to achieve the goal. Actually, now I start to think about it. We have officially broken the record for how long we've been live yet again.
Awesome.
Woo! Yay.
Time to break out the keg.
Oh, hell no.
I'll get the wings.
Oh, hell no.
That being said, all good things must come to an end eventually.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys for yet another awesome episode of the Scrapyard.
Hey, I didn't get my input on the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah, he didn't. Stop skipping him, you.
Go ahead, Bees.
You'd be like this.
There we go.
Yeah, there you
Okay. Yeah, like
go.
some of you guys have said, the thrill of the hunt is like finding what you are looking for, as well as things that you weren't necessarily looking for or expecting. And fortunately for my area, I live in an area that has like some decent places to go toy hunting at. Walmart, Target, GameStop, comic book shops. And I also typically I go on toy hunts whenever I'm out grocery shopping, and sometimes like when we're out, one of my friend would come over and we would hang out. We would go to these places, and that's usually when I find some good stuff. And I also like to be like go to these guys, and be like, hey, if you guys are looking for anything, let me know. So it's also nice. Like even if you don't find anything for yourself, it's always great to find something for somebody else that they're looking for.
I feel like that's a subtle jab at me for today.
Oh, no, that was not my intention at all.
It's good to go on a hunt for yourself once in a while.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Peace out, JJ. See you later.
Peace out. Anyway, that's
Bye, JJ. So yeah, at this rate, I think we're gonna go ahead and end it here.
I'm gonna make a funny comment. I just realized both the two commenters we've had both have something to do with the word prime in their name.
Well, that's just prime.
Shut your mouth! Your YouTube's canceled. Oh. I was right. It goes canceled.
Hey, Alex.
No, wait, please.
Jeez Louise. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's end
Oh,
this.
hey, you're a perfect
adults.
Okay, go ahead.
You know
Oh my goodness! Get him!
what the?
Let's end this before he tries to kill us.
The savage is gonna get a shotgun in a second.
Uh-oh.
Yanks on a leash.
Also, Jason, I thought you were supposed to be out of your area. Get out of here. No, I'm kidding.
Anyway,
Thank you guys once again for tuning in to the Scrapyard. As you all know, I've been BC.
I've been Alidar.
I've been the savage.
I'm Flaming Bees.
We'll catch you guys next time.
Peace out.